Hello everyone, good evening. This is your tutor Sagar. So am I loud and clear? Can someone confirm?
Hi Sagar,
Yeah.
good morning.
Yeah.
Yes,
Hello.
loud
Hello.
and clear.
So how are you all today?
Pretty
Yeah,
good.
we're doing
No
great.
complaints.
Fine.
Yeah, we are doing
Good.
great.
Okay. All right. So welcome you all for the short lecture on Cisco ISE. So basically, this is also our class one for this topic. So let's have some brief intro about the topic, and then we can have a Q&A. And at the time of Q&A, you can also give me a brief on your introduction, if you're from a security background and is this your first time on the security side, right? So we'll have a Q&A later after a short discussion. So let me quickly jump into the topic first. So Cisco ISE is from the security portfolio. So when I say security portfolio, what are the different portfolios that you have? So you might all aware of the traditional routing switching, which we call it as enterprise these days. Right. So I'm going to write it as enterprise, which is nothing but routing switching. Then you have the security portfolio. If in case you want to get into security side, you got data center, you got SP, that is service provider, you got collaboration, right? You have DevNet, which has been now rebranded as automation. So these are some of them, though there are few more, but these are some of them which is highly popular ones. And security being the second most after enterprise level, definitely, because 60% goes to enterprise. Some of them goes just because they started with CCNA routing switching, so they think that enterprise is one of the easiest one. Some of them go from CCNA directly to the security or data center or SP or wireless or any automation, or that's all up to their choice. So when we talk about security portfolio, you have certain modules that you need to be aware of. So one of them is the firewalls, right? Very common topic in the security side, firewalls. So what type of firewalls do we have from Cisco side? Because we are talking from Cisco certification. So I'm asking the question from the Cisco side. What firewalls do you have that you are aware of in Cisco?
Cisco ISE and FTD.
Yeah, Cisco ASA and FTD. So these are two firewalls. One of them is end of life, and the other one is the next gen firewall. Okay, what other things that we have here is we got this topic called Cisco ISE, Identity Service Engine. I'll tell you where this gets used. But if you ever have heard about ACS servers, so ISE are the replacement of ACS. ACS are EOL, end of life now, and ISE is something which is been heavily used in the security side. So apart from that, you might have heard about email security appliance, the web security appliance, then something called Stealth Watch, then something called what else do we have in this security portfolio? Have you heard about this concept called IDS, IPS, right? So
Yeah,
security,
sure.
yeah. So security also helps you if in case you want to get into cyber security sometime in future. So security that we do it in Cisco side also helps you to get into the security, cyber security side. Okay, so these are some portfolios here in security profile, and majority of them are either on the firewall side. Let's say if you have 50% on firewalls, then you might have the remaining 40% on Cisco ISE and remaining each shared by the other components of security. So Cisco ISE is one of the majorly used product in the networking security field these days. So before we get started, just want to introduce with this course module. This is the exam number or exam reference for this paper, Cisco ISE 300715 SIS model. And also it's a part of your CCI security. So if in case you want to um, get into the security exam, CCI security, then you must know Cisco ISE because majority of questions would be asked from the Cisco ISE perspective. Okay, and the one that I'm showing right now is the notes that I prepared for Cisco ISE. So this is part of the course enrollment. So once you enroll this course, you get this guide, step-by-step guide that will help you to configure and practice on the lab that we provide. So you can also see there's a network diagram, and there is a step-by-step how you do the management config, how do you bring the graphical interface up, and many others. Okay, we'll go to that, but let's start from a basic level today. Okay, back to this notes. Let's first discuss about the Cisco ISE. Prior to that, first let's talk about ACS server. Have you heard about ACS server? Anyone heard about ACS server? Because this went down quite long back now, for now. So did anyone work on ACS?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, those folks who are there for 10, 15 years definitely would have worked on ACS, but especially the new ones might be in last 3, 4 years. You might not have heard about ACS because this went down somewhere like more than 10 years at least for now. Okay, 10 to 13 years it might gone down. So Cisco had a product called ACS server which was capable of AAA. Now going to AAA, let's understand what is the meaning of AAA and where this product used to be. So let's say I have a distribution switch. I have my core router. I got my access layer switches. And I got the PC, that is client machine. Okay. And let's say I have my ACS server deployed on this. So why did we use ACS initially? Let's assume that I have a PCA, username is Mark, and Mark wants to make a SSH on this switch, which is having an IP of 192.168.1.1, right? So when he does the SSH, what happens if the users are created locally, which in production we do not do, but let's say in a lab, if we do it locally, the user will get authenticated and the username called Mark can trigger the commands as per his roles. But in the production, we don't do any users name locally, right? We forward it to AAA servers. So what are the two protocols of AAA? You have Radius and TechAS server. So using this protocol, any SSH authentication comes, we are going to forward it to ACS server, and the ACS server will check the database and then going to send back the response. Yes, this is a legitimate person, and then the connection gets opened up, right? So AAA server used to serve especially for AAA purpose and logging and the other relevant for AAA. Okay, but as the security was growing at that point of time, the ACS servers was not sufficient enough to handle all the requirements from the network security portfolio. Hence, Identity Service Engine comes in. AAA is one just a factor of this, including wireless and the other important things of Cisco ISE component. You have wireless, you have BYOD, you have the guest profiles, right? So you can do all wireless and wired configurations on Cisco ISE. Plus, you can integrate with AD servers and many more other complex scenarios. You can do it on Cisco ISE, which ACS was not able to handle. So that's the short story written over here. So Cisco ISE was the older generation, which used to be for AAA, authentication, authorization, accounting. The main focus for ACS was authentication and the logs and the authorization. It wasn't able to support wireless and the other major components that we see these days in Cisco ISE. Whereas in Cisco ISE, you will find it's a modern NAC solution. That means network access control, which offers AAA concept. You can handle the policy, who can log in, what they can log in, and which user group you want to decline the usage. You can make integration. You can integrate Cisco ISE with almost every component. Plus, you can also integrate with multi-vendors. If you are aware, you can do integration with Palo Alto, FortiGate, and load balancers because they also have the user management, right? So you can handle all that from Cisco ISE. You can check the user activities. You can check the user activity. You can scan your network traffic. You can have a real-time monitoring, logging, reporting features, right? So many other things along with troubleshooting, the policy enforcement, AAA. So all the things are supported by Cisco ISE. Okay, so you can also check this diagram. So it talks more about Cisco ISE use case. So you have a guest and secure Wi-Fi. You have secure access. That means your VPN access asset visibility. See what is going on your network and what is located. Access enforcement, compliance check that is done via the postures. If your endpoints connected in the network have a updated antivirus patches or you're running on a latest operating system, so all that is taken care by Cisco ISE. If the posture says no, the endpoints are not on a standardized, then you're not going to get connected to the VPN. Your VPN is getting disconnected. So that scan can be done via Cisco ISE. You have BYOD, bring your own device. So someone comes with their own personal mobile or iPad and want to get connected, right? So where are those login pages gonna come from? So this is where the configuration you can do it on Cisco ISE, and you can set a different set of policies for them. What sites are restricted, which subnet they can get into, which dynamic ACLs you want to impose if you want them to be restricted accessing your internet or internal infrastructure. So there's concept called DACL and DVLAN, dynamic VLAN and dynamic ACLs. So as a user gets connected, the ACLs get pushed up or the VLAN can get configured on that particular interface. Also, on a real time, you can share the threat intelligence. You can generate the auto reports. You can have a software defined segmentation without VLANs or IP based policies, right? So as a user get connected, the respective VLANs can get mapped to that switch. And that is session based in the sense, let's say if I'm getting connected on one fine day and my username is Sagar and I belong to, let's say, network team. So I'm going to get for that session VLAN 100. Okay, on that particular switch for that particular session, it's automatically going to push VLAN 100. If I'm getting disconnected and I go to another floor and I connect from there, whatever the previous session was, it goes expired. And the new switch will get a new session and the dynamic ACLs or dynamic VLANs going to get pushed to it. So you don't need to hard code any configs on the switches. It's all dynamically that Cisco ISE is going to take care. Then you can have a exchange context between technology partners and better fidelity. So that's from the integration. You can have integration like FTD, as I said, multi vendors like Palo Alto, F5, FortiGate. So all those integrations you can do it with Cisco ISE. And role-based admin access to Cisco ISE, which usually you can find it in most of the security profiles. So you have a role-based, you can set the logins to this. And also you can create a users directly on the Cisco ISE itself. However, in the production, what we normally do, we make use of Active Directory. So we keep Win servers like 2020 or whatever, and all the users we create on the Win server and we integrate Cisco ISE with Win server so that it's easy for us to reset the password or create the user. And also, if a person is has resigned and his last working day has been done, so it's very easy for someone to delete that user from the AD based servers, right? Otherwise, what will happen? You have to give the access to Cisco ISE to even the admin people. So it's all up to you. You want, you can do it on Cisco ISE directly because there you have the role-based access. Or if you want to integrate with Win server and you have a two different team, you have a network security team plus you have an admin team. So the admin team can take care of those Win servers, and they will create reset the password. Only that much access they have it. Whereas all rest you can configure on Cisco ISE under the policy, like if a user from this group comes, then do you want to give him privilege of 15 or privilege of 10? Or you want to allow him all the show commands, or you want to restrict him with certain commands? So all that configurations you can do on the Cisco ISE. So this is from very high level what it can be done. Later, when we go to the classes, we will have uh, each steps or each what do you say, each production scenarios taken up. So roughly you can see like what all case studies we will check in this workbook that I have with me. So first we will check the bringing up the Cisco ISE management IP, very important. Then only you get the graphical interface and then you get insight to that. Then we will do the integration of AD server. So to do the integration of AD server, you have to install certain package to AD server. You need to have the AD installed. You will also use this server for the self-signed certificates. Then for the NTP, for the DHCP, right? And all FTP and all the other things you will be installing in this. Later, we will go and do the integration of AD with Cisco ISE. That will be the step where we will create some users on the AD servers, and we will also check the access by let's say making a SSH on the device and see if it gets allowed by Cisco ISE and what type of different policies that you need to take care of. Okay. Then we will onboard the device. We will configure the AAA. We'll have the CA certificates and the CA roles on the Win server. We'll check the high availability scenarios with two Cisco ISE kept. Then we'll see the backup restoration. We'll also see the role-based profile creations. We'll also see, we'll also have the PC under our domain controller. So you have to bring one PC under your domain and see how it's going to do the dynamic ACL and dynamic VLAN. So when a user will log in, the username plays a vital role here. Because when the username goes to Cisco ISE, Cisco ISE is gonna see which group he's belong to and what dynamic ACLs that has to be pushed. Okay, so that is a live production scenario. Then we'll see the .1x. There is using radius, downloadable ACL, and dynamic VLAN. Then we'll see the certificate-based authentication, user and PC. Then there is something called MAP, Media Access Control Authentication Bypass. So let's say if you have multiple PC, do you think you have to type username and password every time? You don't need to, because the MAC address can be whitelisted on Cisco ISE. So if you get connected, your MAC address is acting as a username now. You don't have to type username mark or something. Your username is your MAC, your system's MAC address. And if you whitelist it on the Cisco ISE, as soon as you log in, as soon as you connect to your network, go ahead and you're in there. So that's a MAP authentication. You can do it for servers or your machines, laptops or system that basically can get through with the MAC address. There is something called Easy Connect. So this is for someone who is tired of doing a lengthy .1x configuration. So for them, this Easy Connect is a very quick and play and plug kind of concept. Then we'll do the integration. We'll do the ASA integration. We'll do Cisco Nexus integration. We'll have FortiGate. We'll have a Palo integration. So all that integrations we will see here. Then we'll go to Cisco ISE profile. Then we'll go with the configurations. Configuration of profile. Then we'll go to the posture. Then we'll have all the posture related topics and the lab. Okay, and then comes the wireless guest access, then the sponsored guest, wireless LAN controller, and all those things. So it's going to be a 2 to 3 month of course with lot of practicals. The initial 1 or 2 classes you might find it to be theoretical, but later it's all practical. And whenever there is a topic to be explained, I'll explain it first, and then I'll continue with the lab related to that. Okay, and the lab would something look like this. If I show you, let's say, yeah, something like this. I think I also have it in my server. Give me a second. See, this is how the lab would look like. So you have a managed PC and non-managed PC. So we are going to check the behavior when they get onboarded to AD server. How can you use it, and what happens when they are in non-AD based? And these are Cisco ISE. You have a Win server, and these are all the devices that we are going to test our AAA or integration purposes. Okay, and this is our management PC where I would be accessing the dashboard. So that's a high level. It's not something we will be covering in a the whole things can be covered today, but I just gave you a high level so you understand what's going to come through this topic. Okay, we'll talk about certification. I have already explained you. If you know the security profile, this is where the Cisco ISE is. This is the topic that we are going to do in this batch 300715 is part of your CCI security as well. And this is about the CCI practical and the format of CCI, which I think you people are aware. There is a design module and there is a do module. So this is 3 hours and this is 5 hours. So total 8 hours. Okay. So why I have kept, because Cisco ISE is a part of CCI security. And if in case you want to take CCI security, we have that course as well. Okay. Let's move on to technical topic itself. Let's talk about the hardware, or how is Cisco ISE deployed. Okay. So there used to be this kind of hardwares when Cisco ISE was launched. You can see one such model here. But nowadays, these models are something people don't use it because they already have so many hardwares in their rack. They don't want to have one more. So how is Cisco ISE deployed then? They can be deployed directly on a VM. Okay. So you don't need a standalone VM. If you have a good resourced VM, then you can deploy Cisco ISE in one of the VM directly to that. And how much resources take? Say, for example, Cisco ISE on a VM can take 16 GB RAM, 8 core CPU, and let's say 100 GB SSD storage. So this is something you can use it in the lab purpose. Whereas in the production, you might have to give it little more because you might have a lot of features enabled in the production and also a lot of traffic in and out. So you might have to consider it giving it more. And the more you have the policies, etc., there is chances you need to have storage as well if in case you're patching or upgrading to the next version. So definitely it will be more. So this is sufficient for your home lab. For a home lab, if you want to set it up. So you don't need any hardware, and even Cisco stopped manufacturing this hardware these days. But just for your reference, there was a model 3300, 3355, 3395. Okay. And then came another solution that's called secure network server. So this is a server. You can call it as a rack based server, and you can deploy it Cisco ISE, so operating system to this. Okay. So this is a UCS C220 rack server. So if your customer wants to deploy Cisco ISE, then you can buy this UCS server, and on top of this, you can deploy this. So there are different hardwares that you have options: 3715, 3755, 3795. Okay, based on your requirement, your customer requirement, basically, you can decide on which one you need it. Okay, and all the comparisons are mentioned here: the processor, the cores, memory, the hard disk, okay, the storage, network cards, power supply. So whatever is your customer requirement, you can take this, you can purchase the server and deploy this. But if you need still a simpler solution, then you can also take any tower servers and host hypervisors like EXI, or let's say if you have a Windows operating system, then you can also go VM workstation and then deploy a VM, and inside the VM you can make a standalone Cisco ISE configuration. Okay. The recommendation would be you take this UCS server and deploy. But if it's for your lab purpose or for a a small scale customer, then you might already have a tower. If you have a EXI server, then deploy one VM, and on top of that VM, you can add Cisco ISE. So I'll talk about the software, which software versions are present these days. So this is the link which takes to the Cisco website, and we can see all the latest ones. So let's see what do we have. Do you guys know how to search for the softwares? I think most of you.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. You can search for Identity Service Engine. You can see that it's 3.x, which is going through now, which is the latest one. There was some time where the 2 series used to go. The interface are different between 2.x and 3.x. However, the feature wise, you will find uh, majority of the options common. But yeah, definitely when the new version comes, they also does introduction to some features, and they change the look and feel of the interface, right? Which they have done it. And also they have improvised on the reboot, and some technical concepts they have also been improved from 2 dot series to 3. So if you are in case going through the deployment process, then consider taking 3 dot x. Any version is okay. On your CCI security, you will have versions like 3.1 or 3.2, but you can see nowadays it's 3 dot till 4 it has gone. Okay, so 3.4, let's say if you go to 3.4.0, so on a VM, you can take either the ISO. You can see that this supports this hypervisors. So it's almost 13 to 14 GB. And there should be also a OVA file. See, there's a OVA file here, 14 to 15 GB. See, for a small or medium OVA file, you can go with this, which takes 600 GB hard disk. But if you want to go with medium or large, you can see there's a 1200 GB OVA file. So basically, that means if you have lot of policies and lot of database that you want to create, then the file size of this can go beyond. So that's why you check what your customer belongs to, and based on that, you can decide which appropriate file you need. Okay, and in one of my slide, I had put some comparison as well between the different segments, on what basis you can make the decision. Okay, so here 600 GB, you have here 300 GB for a small, medium, and then you also have 1200 GB. So these are different OVA files. You also have ISO file, which is compatible with EXIs like VMware and KVM Hyper-V. Okay, so this is about the software. Did you find any bin file here? You didn't find, because that's for routers and switches where we download those bin files. This is standalone VMs. We can directly install it as a standalone VMs. If you have EXI servers or any hypervisors you can directly. If you're making use of CML or EVNG or GNS3, then you can take these ISO files specially, and you can mount it inside your labs as well. Okay, like how we have it here. So this is a lab, and in this lab, I have used ISE as one of the node. So I'm not using ISE as a standalone VM, which we can do it. But since I have to show all those cables and the connectivity and etc. etc., so I'm using ISE as a node now. So these are the actual software that you will see in the production as well. Right. So this is how it looks like in a network diagram. Okay, regards to the license, what are the license? And because majority of times these vendors, if they don't give the license, we would be unable to use the product, right? The good thing about Cisco is they have an evaluation license. That's what we would be using. And with the help of evaluation license, we can do the complete full lab. There is no restriction at all. So the only restriction is that you can add 100 endpoints, and then it's meant for 90 days. Okay. But the good thing is that you can make use of premium, advantage, and essential and device administration in the evaluation itself. So basically, these are the license that we have. One is the device administration. That's the very basic license which you need for the device administration purpose to run the TCAS server. The second one is the essential pack, which will help you for .1x, Easy Connect, and guest access configuration. Then you have advantage, endpoint profiling, BYOD, context sharing, segmentation. And then the topmost is the premium license, posture compliance, MDM, mobile device compliance, threat centric NAC. So if you have a premium license, basically you're going to cover all the lower side as well. So you can see essential as advantage, they all come inside premium. So if you have only essential, then you might be only able to do the essential roles only, not the advantage and premium. If you have advantage, you will be able to do advantage and essential, but not the premium. So these are some license. But say a good thing about the Cisco product, they give you the evaluation license, and you can do all of this thing. And even if you have a FTD or FMC, there also you get the 90 days of free evaluation license. So you have to go and activate over there. Okay. And Cisco ISE, you automatically get 90 days free evaluation license. Okay. These are some CLI commands which you can directly input. You might know that Cisco ISE is manufactured or designed GUI based. You can do packet tracer, ping, traceroute, syslogs, connection failures, TCAS, radius, whatever testing you want, you can do from the GUI itself. But then still they have very minimal options that you can test it out from the CLI as well. Might be I'm typing the wrong credential. Okay. It says that my credentials are being expired. So let me read. So this takes me to the CLI. Let's see some commands here. So if you type show application status ICE, you get all the services, whether they are running up or down. So one of the services is very important and you want it to be always present. That's the application server. If you don't have that application server running, then the console, the management dashboard will not come up. So I'll show you that. If you go to your management PC, it's the same Cisco ISE 2 I'm trying to load here. This is the graphical interface of it. Okay. So you can see evaluation mode 56 days. This is version 3 dot series. To be more precise, you can go to settings and check on about Identity Service Engine. So this is 3.0.0458. It's a VM based. This is a serial number. So as soon as you log into the dashboard, this is the interface that you would see, which is completely customizable. You know, these are all widgets. You can close, you can add something else. It's all customizable. You'll find all the initial findings on the top, the total endpoints that it discovered, the total active endpoints that it has discovered. And here you can find some more dashboard endpoints, guest, vulnerability, threats. And within this three vertical buttons, you will find all the configurations and the report based options. So context visibility is somewhere where you check the logs and other things, all the network devices that you have added, or if there is any issues. Then you have operations. Here you will find all the live logs. If you are having a radius hit, or if you are having a TCAS hit, if your users are making any connections and they are being failing. So this is the place where you first come and check for the log. Okay, live sessions and live logs. Then this is the policy configurations, profiling, postures, policy set. This is all related to administration. All your integrations and the MDM and any system related license, certificate, upgrade, they all administration type of work is done here. And work center is again for configuration. So you want to do a BYOD posture, any device administration configuration, or any policy related to network access or guest access. So this is a high level of your configuration. So work center is something where you will go and do the configuration. If it is related to view or kind of do a diagnostic, then go to operation. Policies where you will create the policies, and administration is for all the administration part. See here in the troubleshooting, you can also test your radius is working fine or not, if your users are able to connect. So you don't need a user to do the testing. You can do a testing on his behalf by giving the endpoint and the users, and you can test it from his on his behalf itself. You can test it. So you can also see if while you have your Active Directory being integrated with Cisco ISE, see this is how the integration will look like. So if you have an Active Directory integrated to this, you will find it to be operational. Okay. Otherwise, if it's not, then you will get non-operational, and then you have to troubleshoot and you have to fix it. You can also do the test user from that AD. If you have the users working or if they are not, you can do it from here. You don't need actual users, because users might be logged off or gone out of the network, right? And if he might have raised the ticket, so you would be doing the uh, troubleshooting as per your shift. So you can test the users from the ISE itself. So get his credential and test it. So you have all the options in the Cisco ISE itself. Okay, so this was a high level here, and let me also show the CLI. So you can see the CLI now, and I was talking about one server service, that is this one, application server. If you have this down, then this will not work. Your dashboard will not work. And what could be the reasons that the application server will show as not running? It could be because you have not given it more resources. Might be you're running on 8 GB of RAM or 6 GB of RAM, which is not sufficient for the server to come up. Or you might be running a very low end of CPU cores. So always remember, it takes a lot of resource. It will take at least 16 GB RAM and or more, depending upon what deployment you did, and 8 core of CPU. So if you keep a good resource, then it will come up. Otherwise, it will always be showing as not processing or stuck or the different reasons. Okay, so this is something first we need to check in Cisco ISE. Apart from this, all your regular Cisco configuration, config terminal, in order to do any configurations from here. So you might have to do sometimes, if in case you didn't do your management configuration good. So you might have to do the NTP configuration sometime, because if your NTP or and the DNS are not good, then the integration between Cisco ISE and AD server does not come up. So at that point, you have to go and make sure you are running on a good DNS and NTP. So those basic things you can do it from here. Okay, you can see the different options under config. You have CDP configuration parameter, clock, connection limit. You can do host name, ICMP, interface configurations like interface, IP related configuration, password policy, repository, service, username creation. So you have some configuration that you can do from CLI. And for majority, that is 90% you do it on the GUI itself. You don't come to the CLI part. This is only for your initial configurations or might be for some monitoring purpose. And also your commands like show as usual in your Cisco router or switches, do takes up here as well. So this is a Cisco product itself. So show version. So you can see all the, without going to the GUI, you can find it here. Show uptime. Okay. Show time zone, show uptime, show memory, show IP route. Even show IP route will work. See. Show CDP neighbor. You can see that CDP, there is one switch recognized made of Cisco brand. To have a ping and all other things, you can do it this way. Let's say you have to put a ping and run this. You can also make use of traceroute command. Traceroute also works from this. Traceroute and give the remote or the destination. Right? Your debug commands also works here. Debug. You have user debug. You have debug logs, or you can also debug all. So this is when you're troubleshooting some services and it's not coming up, then you can go with this. Debug application all. Okay, but don't do it in production without knowing the outcomes of it. You can also check the backup history, show backup. Let's say status. Okay, so if you make a backup, then it will start reflecting here, and then you can make use of any commands to get it to the FTP, or you have the copy commands as well. So you can have copy the logs, copy the running to startup or startup to running config. You have NK lookup, NS lookup, you have MK directory. You can list the files, dir. So it's not very similar to your Catalyst iOS, where this dir and other things doesn't work. This is a mixture of both. So you can also run Linux based certain commands, and also you can run the show commands, or you can get into the configure terminal. You don't even have to go from a one mode to another V shell or TMSH mode or something like that. On a same mode itself, you can do directory. You could do show commands on the same mode. You can run those NS lookup, right? Show interface. Gig 0. See, this is our management IP where I've configured 201. You can see the interface kept here, and it's on /24, and I've put the gateway. Okay, so you should know at least basic of CLIs, because sometimes you might get situations like where your Cisco ISE got stuck, or you are doing a basic troubleshooting or the dashboard is not coming up. So you should know at least a minimal options from the CLI. And from the day two part of configurations and day two part of operations, then you have the GUI. GUIs are more convenient for someone to go through and configure the things. So these are the places where we onboard our devices. So later in the class, I'll show you how to onboard based on Radius or TCAS server. So you'll follow them and start doing your onboarding. Okay, so let me go back. CLI command. Yeah, I think we will take Q&A and also wrap. This I'll take from next class because you guys also need to have the labs to spin up and bring up the notes. Okay. So this will be our next class where we'll start with the management. So how many of you who are enrolled have got the lab access? Did you get the enrolled people? Did you get the lab access? If not, you can just wait. The backend is working on the lab access. If yes, then what you can do when you come to the class, just before that, spin up the Cisco ISE because it's going to take at least 30 to 40 minutes or more sometime on the first run. On the very first time, it's going to take 30 to 40 minutes. So if you are already done the boot up at least an hour before our class, then it will be easy for you to just follow me and do your setup of bringing this up. Okay, it's very simple. I mean, it's very straightforward process. So if you see here the workbook, these are all the details that it's going to ask you, and you're going to type it one by one. So first, while it asks you for host name, you provide this. Then it's going to ask you for the management IP, then the net mask, then the gateway. So gateway, I've kept my active directory or yeah, active directory is better. The reason is all our packages are going to get deployed on 198. Then the DNS name, then the primary server, secondary server. So there is no need of any secondary as of now in the lab. We have .198. Then the NTP, time zone, enable SSH. This is because if you want to take SSH on the management interface, you should enable it because later when you do the certificate copy paste, you should have the putty sessions enabled. Okay. Then you create your super admin credentials. Then you can just go with the process and it's going to ping, and if it's failing you can just set as no to skip that process, and henceforth again it will take another 15 to 25 minutes it's going to take it to set up the whole database. And also then you have to wait for some more time because your application server also takes another 10-15 minutes to come and show as running. So on the first time, it's going to take a lot of time, at least 45 to 1 hour it will take it. So keep your eyes note powered on so that at least the first 40-50 minutes can be cut down. And then we will just follow the workbook and we will try to bring it up. Okay. So this will be your initial configuration. And then we'll go to the browser and we'll type the management IP that I have given, and then we get the GUI and we are good. We are in. And then from next, we will start deploying all the packages to the Win server. So that's going to take some time because as I told, this will have AD, CA, NTP, DHCP, FTP. So all those packages will put up in this. Then only I mean you will need them in later on stages. And then our lab would be to integrate that with Cisco ISE. Okay, and then we'll create our users here. And then we'll start testing it by onboarding the device. We can also log in via this and see if those users are getting authenticated or not. So that is something going to come up. So I just given you some overview on our roadmaps. All right, so we'll wrap up here and we'll have a quick Q&A. So you can introduce yourself and you can let me know, are you from a security background or are you from a routing switching, and did you follow up whatever I was trying to cover up here?
Hi.
Yeah, hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. My name is Jide. I'm from Nigeria, and I want to say thank you for the class. It's quite, very, very explanatory. However, at some point, I had some network issues. I was going to ask if the videos of this session can be shared so that we can have some personal class on our own. And then secondly, I also want to say that I what I do is IT risk and compliance. So I'm not saying I've heard about ICE, but this is actually one of the major eye-opening experiences I'm having with ICE. So I'm happy at least now I have another tool that I can actually use to do my job better. At least on my own, have a lab, and then so when there are issues in the office, I know how to advise the network team and the security team on what to do and what to look out for. So thank you. The class is quite intuitive. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Have a nice day. Okay, so yeah, regarding the lecture recording of this, it will be posted on our YouTube channel. And to get enrolled to this 2 to 3 month of batch, my counselor in some time will give you more details about it. So we can have a Q&A before I hand over the call to him. So who are here for the very first time, or a short background information would be also great.
Hey, Sagar. I'm Kausar Parvez. I'm from Canada. Um, so now I'm working in MSP. It's a part of Kimbrel. So
Okay.
for our customer, we use ICE for different customers actually. So we have to do basic things in ICE like policy configuration and troubleshooting for the access of different users or upgradation like maintenance as well. So, but still I don't have the clear picture like bird's eye view of all the components and everything. And for the perspective of attending a CCIE exam, I think this course will be beneficial for me. And I have some issue with setting up my lab. Maybe I will contact with Divya or Harry. They provided their mail address in through WhatsApp. Maybe by today or tomorrow, I will
Yeah, so for
set
the
it up.
backend lab, our backend team will assist you, and
Yeah,
you can take it from there. Okay.
yeah. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
Have a nice day.
yeah.
Sagar, good morning, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, so do we have any other Q&A, or can I pass it on to my backend team?
Can you hear
So who
me,
will
sir?
talk
Sir, one
about the
question.
course pricing?
Sir, one question.
Hi
If
Sagar.
you, hello, can you
Yeah,
hear
hi.
me?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. How many classes will be per week, and what time will be the classes time?
Yeah, so this information the backend will provide you in some time.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Sagar,
Hi Sagar.
all
This
this
is Shafraz.
information will be shared here only at this class, or we have to wait for some other class?
And, no, no, he is already in this call, so I'll just hand over to him. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Sajid, are you in this call?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So
Hi, Sagar. A quick question regarding the training. So, my name is Shafraz. I'm already a CCIE security. I took the version 5 when I was taking. It was very minimum configuration involved in terms of ISE. So I'm quite interested that what sort of syllabus that we are going to cover. Is it only for the configuration or the designing part also will be there? In the sense that usually in the real-time scenario, we are not going to run all the model in one single node, right? So
correct.
we'll have PAN, PSN, and the PX grid in all. Most probably, I have seen in the common scenario 3 different nodes. So, are you going to cover this designing part as well, or only your focus is on for the configuration only?
No, we will be taking up the deployment design part of all the three different types. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
So this is Sagar. This is covered of CCNP course, right? CCNP level course, right?
See, Cisco ISE is a part of CCI Security, and right now the module that I'm taking is from the CCI Security itself. So if you want to take CCI Security, then this comes included to it, or if you're taking this standalone, you can take it standalone as well.
Okay. So all the topics is covered, right? For ICE as per Cisco syllabus.
Yeah. It is covered.
And you told that mostly it will be major part will be lab. I'm not sure about theory. Will it covered in the workbook or something? All the
Yes,
theory.
yes, it will be there in the workbook itself. So as I told you, we'll first take the theory and then we'll touch base the lab to related to that. So it will go topic by topic, theory plus the lab.
Okay, so how many hours of course, Sagar, for this? It is
ISE will be 2 to 3 months of course, and CCI security will be 5 to 6 months of course.
okay. So if somebody want to go for only this ICE course, only ICE, and there is some separate course for enterprise also.
Yes, enterprise is a different course that we also have it.
Okay. And do you have a other time slot also for this, or only one time slot, which is now?
Which one, Cisco ISE or enterprise?
Yeah, in ICE.
ISE as of now will be this time schedule, Saturday, Sunday, 9 to 11 p.m. IST.
Oh, because I am in Malaysia, so it will be so late here actually.
Okay. Yeah, because last batch I took it in the morning, so this time I want to take it this slot.
If you are taking in weekend, so it should be little early, would be better, right?
Yeah, but
Because
I'm also taking automation and other training. So
okay. Okay.
we'll see. I mean, you can ping my counselor. He will suggest you the timings. Okay, so we can take care of that.
Sure. Thank you.
Yes, Ajit. So I'll make you host. You can start.
Yeah. Hello everyone, myself Sajid. I'm a student relationship manager and the counselor. I hope everyone, you guys can see my screen. And yeah, so I'm here to give you details regarding this course. So which is for Cisco ISE. Okay. And let me start with my first slide. As you can see here, I have mentioned details for course syllabus and class schedule. So as of now, this session is for standalone for Cisco ISE, Identity Service Engine, and we have this CCI security part of it. This Cisco ISE is part of CCI security version 6.1. Okay, and regarding the class schedule, so this will be going to be a weekend batch, Saturday and Sunday, from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. IST, and overall course duration will comes up for 3 months. Okay, and some may will be having the concern of if anyone want to go for CCI security. Okay, and you guys attended the Cisco ISE session. Okay, so here what you can do, like you can enroll for CCI security as well, because this is part of CCI security itself, right? So you can attend with you can start with your Cisco ISE module, then you'll be going to your next module for let's say your SCORE or ESVPN or your CCI security boot camp. There are remaining modules. So likewise, you can continue one by one, and this will be going to be like a kind of loop, you can say. So this batch will be continuously running, okay, on the different time slots too. Okay, so anyone looking for CCI security as well, so they can also go for this course. And those who are looking for Cisco ISE standalone, so they can go for it. Okay, and as I mentioned, this will be going to be your class schedule. Like for Saturday and Sunday weekend batch, each session will be of 2 to 2.5 hours, and from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. IST. And overall course duration will come up for 3 months for this standalone Cisco ISE. And if you're looking for like CCI security, it may take like overall of 6 months or 6.5 months too. Okay, for CCI security. So like let me move towards my next slide. So as you can see here, I have mentioned the details for course enrollment and access details, like let's say what all access and materials you'll be getting once you are going to enroll for this course. So let me tell you about, like we'll be providing you the our LMS access, web portal access, that can be like lifetime accessible. So there you will be getting your live lecture recorded version, means what all classes will be attending through the Zoom meeting. That recordings will be like recorded in the cloud, and that will be get uploaded from the backend to the LMS. And that recordings you can access whenever you want, like if you are preparing for any presentation, or of your interviews, or if you are like referring for your production work, or anything it may be, you can go through the recordings. Okay, and that will remain with you for lifetime accessible. And let's say some cases some students will ask for, like if in case for one day they will miss the session, so tomorrow Saturday they have missed the session due to any of their personal reason. So the class recordings will be uploaded to the LMS in meantime of 1 to 2 hours, so that you can later, once you are back or something, so you can go through the recording and you can catch up in your next class. So if you have any doubts or anything related to that recording, you can clear it up in your Sunday session. So the trainer Sagar sir will be also explaining to us if you are having any further more doubts towards that recordings. Okay, like this you can just catch up your classes in the same flow, and the recording access remains with you for lifetime accessible. Okay, and we'll be providing you the remote lab access, that you can access it totally remotely, 24/7 unlimited. Whenever you want, you can access the labs which are hosted on our servers and cloud servers. Okay, and for this Cisco ISE dedicatedly standalone, you'll be getting the 4 months of remote lab access, that you can access it totally remotely. Okay, using the RDP and all. So we'll be providing you the gateway, how you can access the labs. Step by step details you'll be getting to access our remote lab. Okay, and 24/7 as per your time convenient, as per your time regions. So you can access your labs. You'll be having it for 24/7. Okay, and we'll be providing you the dedicated materials like workbooks, PPTs, PDFs, step-by-step lab manuals, all the reading materials, all the required generated notes, and all the workbooks which you can follow up, and you can practice your labs. So once you are done with the classes and other things, so these all will be providing you, that you can download and you can keep it with you as well. If in case if you missed out any material regarding to your corruption or got deleted anything, so you can re-download the material once again using the same G Drive links, so which will be providing you with the course, and that can be accessible anytime. Okay, once you get the access, that will remain same as it is. So whenever you want, you can re-download the materials. Okay, and like we'll be providing you the home lab setup as well. Let's say if you have the good configuration of your system, or let's say you are having your own personal servers for your lab practicing or anything, so we'll be helping you to set up a home lab. on your laptops, on your servers that should meet your required configuration to host these labs on your home lab setups. Okay, and the minimum requirement for this lab setup is, like, you can say minimum to minimum is 32 GB of RAM, and 32 to 64 GB RAM is required, and around somewhere 12 to 16 core of CPU, and with the some 100 to 200 GB of storage is sufficient to hold the Cisco ISE lab on your laptop or on your personal servers. And this can be accessible for lifetime. So if we anyone of our team member will connect with you, and he'll be doing the setup on your systems, and that can be accessible till the lifetime. Like when you remove that file, then only it will be going to wind, or else it will remains with you itself. Whenever you want, you can have the practice on it. Okay, and we'll be providing you the 24/7 backend support from our team. If you're facing any issues, any queries regarding to the course, or regarding to the lab, or it may be regarding to your topics, certain topics you are not getting, or it may be like your production thing, or you are stuck somewhere, you are not able to move forward, you are getting doubts or anything, you can just raise a ticket on our support DL. One of our team member will connect with you, and we will resolve your issues accordingly in meantime. Okay, so your query will be taken to the right person who can check and who can resolve those query, and you'll be getting the reply back mail from our team as soon as possible once you get the resolution for it. Okay. So these all access and materials you'll be getting. And one more point I want to keep here. So the persons who are looking for the CCIE security, they'll be getting the remote lab access for 1 year. Okay. So in CCIE security, we are basically covering Cisco ASA firewall, SCORE, then SVPN, then Cisco ISE, then ESA, WSA. Then there will be your CCIE security theory topics will be there, and at the end there will be the CCIE security boot camp. Okay, these all will be for your CCIE security module, and those who are looking for CCIE security, for them it will be getting for like 1 year of remote lab access. Here I have mentioned for dedicated dedicated Cisco ISE one, so which you are attending the session for today. Okay, and these all access and materials will be getting. So let me move towards the next slide without wasting the time.